Calvin, we heard Coach just tell us that you were one of the guys saying you need to do better, and you took it on yourself to say that. But after a 200-yard game from you and just kind of how the offense put up yards, what exactly do you think you guys need to do better at this point?
After a loss, there's, you can look back and there's many things that you can do better, but honestly, it's not even a play standpoint, each individual has to do better, but really it's just come from us as a team, the players just coming together and not wanting to lose. And so, like I said earlier, going forward, it's going to be a change, we had a heart-to-heart, good talk, and it's gonna be a change, and each person just got to look in the mirror. And I know that's a cliche saying, look in the mirror, blame, see what you got to fix, but like that's like a serious thing for real. Like each player needs to look in the mirror, including myself, and like no matter what, nobody played a perfect game out there, so there's some area that someone needs to improve on. And if that person can't see it, it's gonna take the proven guys and some of the leaders to be more vocal and point some things out that needs to be fixed.
And you mentioned the heart-to-heart. Is it similar, you think, to 3 years ago when you guys had that losing streak and you guys were for 500, just like you guys are now?
I would say it's somewhat similar. That team we were expected to be, great. That team was expected to be great. We had all the guys coming back, all that stuff. This team is a little different. I think, if being honest, I think just from a whole team standpoint, we have some sense of entitlement, and that's just one of the main issues, that there's just a sense of entitlement. But as a team, just like I said, we're a family, so we're close enough with each other and love each other enough where we can call that out and fix it. So just like even on that 2018 team, it was the same type of thing, a feeling of we got the guys, and we usually beat these teams or whatever, and so we're supposed to win instead of going out and really taking it. And so it's just a matter of, I think each team is at a similar point.
Thank you.
Terry.
Hey, Calvin, what do you say to your guys so they don't lose that confidence going forward? Because you still have something to play for. So what do you say to those guys so they keep that edge, so they can win those games and get the confidence back to get back on the winning track?
I don't know if there's any just like the right thing to say. And like I said, we had a great talk in the locker room after the game. So I don't know if there's anything special, because the guys on this team, like we know this isn't it. Like this isn't our standard. This isn't Memphis. We understand that. So there's nothing that needs to be, what needs to be said was said. But the guys on the team, we know what we're supposed to do and how we're supposed to play. And we just know this isn't our standard, and it has to change, and it's going to change.
Frank.
Calvin, each of these losses has been, less than a touchdown. And so you guys are right there, in possibly getting these wins. When you go back and watch the film, how do you dissect that? Is it play by play? How do you not focus on one specific play too much when trying to dissect what happened in this game?
You don't focus on one specific play, because you can look at you can look at every play and find something that could have been done better. So it's not an aspect, because even on the plays that they converted or the plays that they didn't convert, they can go back and find stuff that they could have did better. So it's not a matter of that, because in a game, mistakes are going to be made, blocks are going to be missed, passes are going to be dropped. That's to be expected. It's a matter of, our will being stronger than their will, because in a game like this, it does come down to small things, but it also comes down to just that will, and so when you go back and look at it, you have to, like, for instance, me, I got to be like, okay, when this run was away, if my man was in on the tackle, regardless if he made the play, what can I do better to make sure he isn't doing that? And if each person does that, you know, then that's how you get it fixed. And it, like I said, you don't really, you do go through it and look at what you can do better, but it really comes down to more of a mentality aspect.
Now, is there, you know, do you necessarily look at like trends, like, you know, in this game, this particular mistake was made and this is the same mistake that was last week or so on? Do you kind of look at what trends of mistakes that are being made from game to game?
Yes, you definitely have to. I mean, you can't ignore it. If there are trends, you can't ignore that. But at the end of the day, like you said, we've been in those close games to where regardless of what happened in the first, second, and third, regardless of what happened, no matter what the score was at first or anything, we're in a position where we can either make a stop or we can make a touchdown, and we didn't get it done. And it just comes down to, regardless of what happened before, just depth, those last moments, that's the only thing that matters. So it's really just comes down to we just got to execute better at the end. I mean, there are things that we need to, there are obviously obvious things that needs to be fixed, but when it comes down to the end like that in the past games, it comes down to just, like I said, that mentality and that will.
Appreciate you.
Calvin, just wanted to clarify what you said. When you mentioned that there's a sense of entitlement, do you feel like it's a sense of, you know, some of the guys, you know, what exactly do you mean by that, just in the sense to see kind of what the mood is like in that locker room?
Entitlement, as you know, this is Memphis. The past are, you know, we've Cotton Bowl, we always successful seasons, and you know, I would be, you know, some guys may not know, you know, how Memphis really, how we used to be, how some of the teams, how some of the eras was. And even in some of those eras, you know, it was just, they still had their edge, but it just wasn't the winning. And so Memphis is in a new era where we're used to success and winning. And winning is great, obviously, but sometimes with winning, what is overlooked is what was put in to win. And, you know, it's just a matter of, like I said, even starting with myself, we all practice gotta be better, meetings gotta be better. Just our whole approach and mindset has to be better. And, you know, like I said, the entitlement was just from a aspect of, oh, we Memphis. So even like last year in those close games, we would pull them out. We would start off slow, but we'll pull it out in the end. And so it's like, oh, maybe we in a close game now, but no, we'll pull it out because this is Memphis. This is what we do. And it's not that. It's and we understand that we're gonna be, each team is gonna want to beat us. Since we've had that success, each team is gonna be gunning for us. So we can't have that entitlement. We have to come out and take it.